Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Command and Conquer. We have been away from our local terrorists, Nod, for quite a while, but now it's finally time to see what they're up to. There's 3 missions here. The 2 to the west are the same mission on a different map. The one to the east is a different mission entirely, and it's the one that we're going to start with. And it's quickly going to become apparent why I waited so long to go back to Nod for the sake of narrative cohesion.
Well, there's no stopping you, is there? But Kane may not be as impressed with you as I thought. You've been relegated to a simple propaganda mission. Sneak into this GDI base and steal their new toy. They call it Orca, and it's a high-speed attack helicopter. Use it to destroy this village. This should be a no-brainer for someone of your caliber.
I went ahead and skipped the Orca video because we just saw it a couple of episodes ago. We didn't need to see it again. Seth, still very much in love with us. Clearly jealous of our successes and the attention we've garnered from Kane. Seems to be getting some schadenfreude from the fact that it appears that we have been relegated to a mission of low importance. So, the reason that I waited so long to go back to Nod is because this mission, as was just explained, is about capturing one of the new GDI orcas and using it to destroy a village for propaganda purposes. It would not have made any sense to do this until we gained access to orcas. They finished development over in the GDI campaign, which, took 10 missions for that to happen. But now GDI's funding has been reestablished. They are now deploying orcas. And so now, as Nod, we're going to take advantage of that, steal one of their new toys. Last thing I'll mention, Seth called it a helicopter. It is not a helicopter. Now, it is a low-altitude, high-speed attack, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. So functionally, it pretty much performs the same role as a helicopter, but it is clearly some kind of jet-powered aircraft and not rotary wing. But that's pretty nitpicky. Alright, if we check the text briefing here, it says GDI has left themselves open to the deadliest weapon of all, information. The GDI base in our area contains an advanced attack. It is not a helicopter. It's a VTOL, the Orca. Steal this weapon, then fly to the nearby village and destroy it. The attack will be blamed on GDI. So we hope, anyway. Okay, I'm now on like my 5th attempt to complete this mission. It is by far, in my opinion, the most difficult mission we've encountered so far. And true confessions time, I don't really enjoy playing this mission. Yes, it's very challenging, but it's not really challenging in a fun way. It's more challenging in a ridiculously finicky, struggle with your terrible unit AI way. I'm going to try slowing the game speed down in the hopes that that will maybe help me control my units better. And there's just so many traps waiting for you in this mission, just everywhere. So one trap on its way is a GDI gunboat that patrols back and forth across this river, which if you don't move this group of vehicles out of its range, it will massacre your attack buggies and recon bikes, which are lightly armored, because it's very, very powerful against infantry and lightly armored vehicles. It's not so good against heavily armored vehicles, but you don't want to assume it's going to target those. And now there's the Eastern group, which has its own challenges to deal with. Alright, hang on. Kill this grenadier. Okay. One of those challenges is that there's a sneaky enemy grenadier way to the south who likes to attempt to do a flanking maneuver and come up behind you and slaughter all your engineers while you're trying to deal with the threats in front of you. So, actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going to use the minigunners. I've changed my mind. I'm going to send 2 flamers down to preemptively kill this jerk grenadier who's going to try a sneaky flank if we leave him alone. Now, he's way down to the south here. So these guys have a bit of a journey ahead of them. I hope that he doesn't kill them both with a single grenade. I'll spread them out a bit to minimize the chances of that happening. There he is. Get him, boys. Okay, good. That went pretty well. I honestly might just save scum this mission. Ordinarily, I try not to save scum too much because it feels cheap. But this, I'm not kidding. This mission's really difficult. Maybe most people don't find it as hard as I do, but I'm struggling with it. This is good. I apologize for that. My cat started chewing on one of my books. I don't know why she does that. It's bizarre behavior. She's the only cat I've ever known who chews on random things. But I can't just let her do that. I can't let her ruin my books. Alright, yeah. We're going to indulge in some safe scumming for this mission. It's earned it. It has earned that disrespect, let us say. So what we're going to want to do, there's a GDI base down here. Quite obviously, this is a pre-deploy mission. We have engineers, so we want to try to capture as much of the base as possible. But okay, that's going swimmingly. But the base is very heavily defended by infantry. And we have more anti-armor than anti-infantry forces at our disposal. We're likely to lose all our anti-infantry forces, which means, if the AI is in the mood, it will use its swarms of infantry to just kill us while we're trying to capture the base. So while what I would prefer to do is capture the entire enemy base, wipe out all the defenders, and then build enough forces to destroy the gunboat so that I don't have to time my bombing runs across the river to destroy the village up there to avoid my Orca getting shot down by the gunboat. If we cannot capture the entire enemy base, then we might be able to get away with just capturing the Orca pad. And the AI is very stupid, so it might just ignore us if the only thing we capture is the Orca pad, and then just time our bombing runs across the river to avoid the gunboat. And destroy the village and complete the mission. That's going to be our backup plan if we can't capture the base properly. Alright, so the reason we sent those forces to the west was to take care of that medium tank preemptively. I didn't realize I had gotten through all the enemy infantry, and so I took a little unnecessary damage from the guard tower. So now we have to bust through and take out the guard tower. Theoretically, rocket infantry bazookas can outrange a guard tower, but in practice they often just wander right up into its range and get themselves killed. So the more reliable strategy is to just lead with the light tank so the guard tower attacks it instead. And the guard tower is not smart enough that it will ever retarget as long as its initial target is still alive. That kind of lost leader tactic is very common against the AI. However, we also wandered into range of another enemy medium tank, which is... okay, as long as it doesn't move to squish our Rocketeers, then we win. Now, there's so many enemy infantry here that we're going to have a hard time. I'm going to take control of the western group now. And hopefully they'll fare a little better and can provide some support. Okay, that's really, really poor timing. Run, run. If we face this squad of infantry while the gunboat is... shelling isn't the right word, but bombarding us with its rocket launcher, then we will get massacred. Hopefully they don't send forces to massacre my eastern group while I'm controlling the western one, because if they do that, then we lose. There's not much we can do about it. I know there's lots more infantry waiting for us. More than we're likely to be able to take with the attack buggies. We're down one attack buggy already. Not ideal. Okay, we're down both of them. We have no more anti-infantry in this group. And there's tons of enemy infantry left we have to deal with, so we're going to have to rely on squishing. Which is unreliable at best. Eastern group still okay. Let's scout with this guy. Seth really trying to set us up for failure. I assume he's responsible for what forces we're deployed with. And I'm sure that there's limitations, and sometimes we just have to work with whatever's available in the region, but I don't get the impression that Seth is going to go out of his way to provide us with the best forces that we need to complete a mission. This single Grenadier could single-handedly wipe out my recon bikes. I'm not even kidding. However, if he's going to obsessively chase them while the tanks shell him, it is pathetic that we're reduced to this. More enemy infantry here. There might be another one to the west. We'll just have to deal as best we can with the forces we've got. Good. Alright, now there's going to be a couple guard towers on the west side of the base here. We will use our light tanks as loss leaders so that they're taking the hits and not the recon bikes, which would get devastated by the guard towers. Now the guard towers do hurt the light tanks, but not much due to their heavy armor type. One more guard tower to wipe out. I have a hard time predicting the behavior of the AI of the base's defenders. Sometimes they respond in force and get very angry when I am seizing the base. And other times, like at the moment, they just stand around and don't seem to care that much. This is going well enough that even though my eastern group is pretty devastated, I think I'm going to make another save point here. We might be able to pull out a victory from this position. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The problem is there's going to be a huge swarm of infantry here, and our only dedicated anti-infantry are 4 minigunners, which is not going to be enough to deal with that. So we're going to have to hope that our light tanks can squish as many of them as possible. And then there's also a medium tank we haven't dealt with yet. Okay, I really shouldn't have sent the recon bikes in. They're just going to die. Okay, that's not quite as many enemy infantry as I feared. And they're attacking the Orca. That's idiotic. Stop doing that. Alright, reload. That was a disaster. As I said, ordinarily I wouldn't play this lane with this much save scumming, but honestly, screw this mission. I cannot believe how fiddly this mission is. Especially when your units decide to just go rogue and attack the Orca and wake it up, and then it takes off and capturing it becomes that much harder. It's practically game over if that happens. Alright guys, I'm counting on some hero squishing here. Alright, so far so good. Superb! No! Okay, good. The enemy Grenadier just wandered in range of my minigunners and they took him out. Alright, I think the engineers are ready to move in. Do not attack the Orca! I need the minigunner. No! The band select bug! The band select bug may have killed me. Band select bug killed me. That sucks. Take 3. Okay. That squish went real well, but things went real south when the band select bug caused only one minigunner to move in when I needed the whole squad to do so. Hopefully we can squish as effectively this time as we did previously. Okay, I wanted you to take the lead, not the other guy. Still, this is going pretty well. Good. Move up there, squish that squad, if you please. Maybe I destroyed the other medium tank. I don't see it. Either that or it wandered off. Okay, this is the best this has ever gone. We might even be able to seize the whole base. Okay, so obviously we want the Orca pad. Let's grab that. Uh-oh. Enemy infantry coming to play. Orca pad. I think the enemy construction yard is here. Guys. Did I not tell you guys to squish? Alright, let's lure the enemy back into the waiting guns of our infantry. Assuming the recon bike even lasts long enough to do that. There's the enemy construction yard. And then we're going to want to seize their refinery while the enemy's... Uh-oh. That guy's... he's doing a runner. He's doing an end run around us. Apparently he has it in for the rocket soldiers. Actually, no. We want money. Let's get their silo. Okay. The base is ours. Oh! I think we finally did it, guys. Tough mission. Fiddly mission. Very, very fiddly. I should have seized the enemy barracks because I would have been able to churn out more engineers faster, but whatever. We got the construction yard, so it'll work out. Good grief. Okay, make the barracks. We've angered some more enemy infantry that were apparently just wandering around on the map.
New construction options. Unit lost.
Alright, it'll be cheaper to capture the comm center than to build our own.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wow, there's a lot of enemy infantry scattered all over the map.
Yes, sir. Not a problem.
Unit lost.
Roger. Not a problem. Reporting. Moving out.
Take the comm center.
Reporting.
Just destroy their power plants.
Building.
Any more enemy infantry wandering around?
Yes.
Now, from this point, I could just begin my bombing runs of the village that has been revealed by a signal flare, but I want to destroy the enemy gunboat so that I don't have to try to time the bombing runs to not get shot down by it.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Not a
Our
problem.
base is under attack. Building. Unit ready.
Kill this guy, please.
Unit ready.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to take over the enemy weapon factory and crank out some vehicles to take out the enemy gunboat. I'm not going to make you sit through all that, so I'll rejoin you in a little bit. Okay, we're back. With the game speed turned up and by selling the construction yard, it didn't take too long to build 4 medium tanks, which should be plenty to take out GDI's gunboat. We'll go ahead and arrange them on the shore so that they can take shots at it as it passes by. Open fire, boys. For some reason, the gunboat's not even shooting at them. Maybe it's obsessively trying to target some other unit that's out of range. Alright, we got the gunboat. Now, one other gotcha. As there are some GDI rocketeers in the village who can potentially shoot down the Orca. So we want to get them first. Alright, he's almost dead. He did damage our Orca, and we don't have a repair pad, and I sold the construction yard, so we can't build a new Orca, even though we captured the Orca pad, helipad, whatever. Hopefully that's the only guy. Now, wipe out the village. In order to expedite it, a bunch of the buildings, in fact, basically almost all of them are already damaged. Which I do appreciate that the game designers had that small mercy. It cuts down on the number of bombing runs you have to do. And obviously, at this point, there's no more resistance, so it's not very interesting. Just destroying what's left of the village. I want to like this mission because it's puzzly. Like, you gotta deal with the gunboat one way or another, whether by capturing the base so you can build enough forces to destroy it, or by just timing your bombing runs. You have to notice that there's a rocket soldier here and target him. And you have to control your units very, very carefully in order to... I don't want to keep hearing silos needed, so your job is done, Harvester. You have to control your units very, very carefully in order to be able to get through all the enemy forces in the mission. So I like all of that in concept. In practice, this mission is just so fiddly. Like, it took me about half a dozen attempts to be able to do it, and then some save scumming. Maybe other people are generally just better at this particular mission than me, but at least for me personally, this mission's kind of annoying to play. Not my favorite. And then this last stage, even with the civilian buildings being pre-damaged, like, couldn't it have just been like 3 almost dead buildings that we had to destroy instead of this entire village? It's taking kind of a pointlessly long time to finish it off. Seth is clearly just foisting off the annoying mission that he didn't want to do himself onto us. Oh boy. I almost wish that this version of the game had the bug where at the fastest game speed it just went as fast as the CPU could process it. It is really comically fast, but this version of the game seems to have fixed that bug, so maximum speed is more reasonable. Oh, wow. Isn't this just a village well? Yeah, it's unbelievable. How does it take, like, 3 or 4 bombing runs from an attack VTOL to destroy a village well? I don't want to keep hearing that. Let's build another medium tank.
Construction complete.
You know, I said that I wouldn't make you watch me building the medium tanks, which ended up taking no time at all, honestly, especially once I sold the construction yard. But I am making you sit through the destruction of the entire civilian village. Okay, we didn't have to kill the actual civilians themselves, only their buildings. I didn't realize that, so I didn't make a save in time. That's okay, though, because we'll be able to make saves at the end of one of the other variations of Nod mission. 6? I think we're on 6. Is it 6 or 7? 7. Nod mission 7. Okay. Now, that one's over with, thankfully. If my memory serves, the other 2 variations of this mission are a lot more fun. So, I'll rejoin you for the first of those in just a moment.